How about Busta Bus? He's a flaming hot sissy.
I've never heard this before.
He's a Dorito.
Okay, I've never heard
He's
this.
a hot Cheeto.
Made love. We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
Them fun boys. They'll say we gotta have some fun boys in the section for Busta. Bro, Busta Rhymes wanted him in his section so bad. Like, what?
Now, Busta Rhymes is back in the conversation after new claims surfaced online, and Orlando Brown is saying he already tried to warn people. In a recent interview, Orlando doubled down on past comments he has made about Busta. Some of those comments involved Busta's alleged private relationships and sexuality, but those claims remain unverified, and a person's sexuality or choice of partner wouldn't be wrongdoing anyway. The more serious part of Orlando's story involves separate claims about Busta's alleged conduct behind the scenes. Those accusations have not been independently verified, so they shouldn't be treated as established facts. Orlando has also made sensitive claims involving Busta's health and intimate relationship. Still, Orlando appears convinced that people have been too quick to dismiss what he's been saying about the entertainment industry. That doesn't mean his claims are automatically true, and one rumor doesn't prove another. But his latest interview is getting attention because he's once again standing behind statements he has made for years. So let's get into what Orlando actually said about Busta, while keeping the difference between his claims and confirmed information crystal clear. Orlando put it this way: "I know what rooms they've been in, bro. I know what rooms they've been in." And Orlando's comments weren't limited to Diddy. He also named several other celebrities, including Busta Rhymes. In the original exchange, Orlando made explicit claims about having intimate encounter. The interviewer also brought up an alleged airport encounter, where Busta supposedly acted as though he didn't know Orlando.
Look. Looking powerful, King. You're looking great, King. You're looking amazing, King.
Some viewers have accused Orlando of trolling or chasing attention, while others have started revisiting his older interviews. But later rumors about Busta don't prove Orlando's earlier claims were accurate. In his more recent comments, Orlando doubled down and made additional statements about Busta's private identity and personal life. Then another story started circulating after paparazzi reportedly photographed Busta leaving an LGBTQ+ pride-related event in the company of a transgender woman. But simply attending an event or being seen with someone does not establish a romantic relationship or prove anything about a person's sexuality. Online claims also suggested that Busta's team was concerned about additional footage becoming public. From there, social media speculation started connecting the situation to rumors about Busta's past relationships and lifestyle. Again, those online theories shouldn't be confused with confirmed information. What we actually have here is a growing collection of claims and speculation, not proof that the more serious accusations are true.
What rooms they been in, bro? I don't know what rooms they been in. I've been telling the truth and I've been keeping it 1,000. I'm okay. You know, I got niggas give me hush money and all kind of shit.
And while nobody has established what's actually on that rumored footage, or whether it supports any of the online theories, people have been resurfacing an older interview from celebrity bodyguard Big Homie CeCe on The Art of Dialogue. In that interview, Big Homie made claims about Busta's alleged interest in certain adult men he encountered during nights out at clubs.
Talking about Busta Rhymes before.
Oh, yeah.
Some of your videos.
Oh, yeah. Super zest monster. For sure, bro. That's my thing, bro. Like, this been common knowledge, though. Like, all my promoter homies would always say, we got to bring some, we got to bring some, what they call them, I'm not going to say it over here. They call them, fun boys.
Those claims are Big Homie's account and have not been independently verified. Big Homie described one particular night involving adult model Dawn Benjamin. According to his version of events, Busta immediately noticed Dawn and invited him into the VIP section, where the group spent time that night. Big Homie also recalled hearing someone comment that Dawn was attractive, which led him to question what he thought he was witnessing. But that account alone doesn't establish Busta's sexuality, a romantic relationship, or any inappropriate conduct.
I hear somebody say, oh, he's cute, I want him. So when I heard that, I turned around like, man, did he just say that? Man, you got all this jewelry to attract some men in here? You wild. Shocked me. But sure enough,
And that was the guy that Busta Rhymes pulled back?
He pulled him into the section. And then they walled him off like this man. I'm like, damn. And that little dude was so happy. He couldn't believe that. He was shocked.
Big Homie went further, claiming that club promoters supposedly knew what type of adult guests Busta wanted around his VIP section. Again, that's his allegation, not a confirmed fact. While describing the night, he explained that he had been out with a group that included Don Benjamin, whom he described as a model. The interviewer responded that he wasn't familiar with him, and Big Homie clarified, "Model dude, like a model guy." According to Big Homie, he believed there was a deeper story behind what he had witnessed.
I'm out with Don Benjamin, and the club we ended up going to, Busta Rhymes in there. You know, he was a gay dude, super cool, feel me, good guy. Bro, Busta Rhymes wanted him in his section so bad. Like, what?
During the interview, he offered his own theory about why some men in the entertainment industry might keep parts of their private lives hidden. However, his broader claims about Busta's sexuality or personal feelings toward women are speculation, not established facts. When asked how long he had heard rumors about Busta, Big Homie replied, "Oh, I knew about this like in 2012. I knew about this in 2012. There is also an older public comment from Busta that drew attention. According to Entertainment Weekly, when Busta was asked whether the hip-hop and rap community should be more welcoming to gay rappers, he reportedly left the interview after saying, "I can't even talk to you about that. With all due respect, I ain't trying to offend nobody. What I represent culturally doesn't condone it whatsoever." Separate reports have also circulated over the years claiming Busta reacted angrily during certain interactions with gay fans. One report described a 2006 encounter at a Miami restaurant attended by LGBTQ+ patrons and performers. According to that account, a young adult fan approached Busta and tapped him on the shoulder to congratulate him on his comeback. The report claimed Busta responded angrily and told the person not to touch him.
How long has it been like this known about Busta Rhymes?
Well, I knew about this like in 2012. I knew about this in 2012.
How can we think nobody else speaks up on it or says anything?
Because, bro, these people admire these people so much. They want to make sure they in the section, they at the club, they at the video shoot.
That earlier report went further, claiming Busta's security removed the young adult from the area after the interaction. Another controversy was reported years later in Miami Beach. In 2013, Stephanie Vittori, owner of Cheeseburger Baby, claimed Busta and members of his group became upset after being told they couldn't skip the restaurant's line.
They can get backstage. That matters most to them. That matters so much to people. It's crazy. Like, but if you notice, like, there's countless videos of Busta Rhymes getting mad at females for just being girls. This girl touched him one time, he go crazy, throw a drink on her and everything. See what I'm saying? Like, what? Why you getting mad at females?
According to Vittori's account, Busta became confrontational with staff and allegedly directed an anti-gay insult at an employee. More recently, a video also circulated online showing Busta in a tense backstage interaction with a fan who was recording him at the Grammys. The clip sparked plenty of discussion online, but that interaction by itself doesn't establish anything about Busta's views toward LGBTQ+ people or prove the separate allegations being discussed. Then, social media personality Trip Ollie shared another personal claim on his YouTube channel.
"Oh, what's up, Busta? What's up?" Now he holding my hand the whole time. I'm like, "What's up, man?" He like, "What you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, me and my people, we about to go to this club around the corner. What's up, man?" You know, and then I noticed throughout my peripheral vision, the side eye, this big bodyguard in black. Just standing there, you know, looking around, you know, looked at me, you know, still looking around. Meanwhile, Busta still got my hand in his hand.
Ollie said that Busta approached him in New York City and invited him to go out and party.
So Of course, I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? Busta Rhymes is one of my favorite artists of all time. And back then, I was really on my rap-ish, trying to get on. And I mean, what better way to network? Busta just invited me up to his section. So I'm excited, you know, but I still kept it cool. You know, I ain't no groupie.
Another story came from a caller to Wendy Williams' show who made serious claims about an encounter with Busta. According to the caller, an interaction at a New York City club allegedly ended in a physical confrontation, and the caller claimed Busta warned him not to discuss what had happened.
I'm from a very homosexual era of hip-hop as well. There was a radio personality once upon a time. Her name was Wendy Williams, and she was practically burned at the stake for talking about such. And now it's all come full circle. There were many situations, none of which to talk about, but there were many situations back in the day in my career, and it's all coming full circle.
The account has never been independently verified, and there were also online claims that a recording of the alleged incident later disappeared. As the story spread, some people online tried to connect those claims to Busta's friendship with Diddy, but there's no evidence that their friendship or professional relationship proves anything about Busta's alleged private conduct. So those rumors remain exactly that, rumors. Wendy Williams had also discussed rumors surrounding Busta's private life years earlier. During her commentary, she used a controversial label for people she believed were hiding parts of their personal lives while allegedly intimidating others into staying quiet. But those were Wendy's claims and characterization at the time, not proof of what actually happened. And that's where the distinction matters. Whatever rumors have circulated about Busta's private life, they don't establish that threats, intimidation, or physical violence actually took place. Those allegations have to be judged based on the evidence behind each individual incident. When it comes to Busta, there have been separate legal incidents involving confrontations over the years. In 2006, he was charged following an altercation with a man. Reports from that period also said authorities discovered a machete in Busta's vehicle, but those are separate details and shouldn't be used to imply guilt beyond the specific legal proceedings. The following year, Busta faced another case involving his former driver. He was charged following a physical altercation and later pleaded guilty, receiving 3 years of probation. Before that probation period ended, Busta was linked to another reported incident involving a fan, where water bottles were allegedly thrown and a bodyguard reportedly became involved in the confrontation. But here's where things start getting complicated. Busta's legal history, older media reports, Orlando Brown's claims, and Big Homie CeCe's stories are all being pulled into the same conversation, even though they don't necessarily have anything to do with each other. Some involve documented legal cases, while others are based entirely on personal accounts that were never independently confirmed. And that's exactly why those older interviews are suddenly getting another look. Clips that may have gone unnoticed years ago are resurfacing alongside newer stories, and people are trying to figure out whether there's actually a connection. But just because several rumors are being repeated at the same time doesn't mean they're all confirming each other. What can be examined is exactly what each person publicly claimed and whether anything reliable backs it up. Orlando has stood behind his version of events, while Big Homie gave his own account of what he says he witnessed during nights out. Those stories can be discussed as their claims without assuming either person has established what happened behind closed doors. And with clips from different years now being placed side by side, the timeline becomes especially important. Some of these stories go back more than a decade, meaning the dates, original context, and what was actually reported at the time matter before jumping to conclusions.
Love. We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you see Busta in the airport too. That motherfucker try to act like he didn't know you.
Terrence Howard, Usher. Usher's a gusher.
And once you start looking at that timeline, another issue becomes obvious. Internet retellings can change the meaning of an old story fast. A comment from an interview, a reported confrontation, and somebody's personal account can get edited together until viewers assume they're all confirming the same thing. But unless there's reliable evidence connecting those events, they need to stay separate. That's especially important with the claims about Busta's private relationships. Orlando Brown and Big Homie CeCe have both made their own statements, but but neither person's story automatically verifies the other's. The same goes for viral videos and paparazzi footage. Being photographed with someone, attending an LGBTQ+ event, or having a tense interaction with a fan doesn't prove rumors about someone's sexuality or private behavior. The legal incidents mentioned earlier are different because some resulted in documented charges and, in one case discussed in this story, a guilty plea. Even then, the exact outcome matters. A charge isn't the same as a conviction, and an unrelated legal case doesn't prove separate rumors circulating online.
What a rainbow is, you know what I'm saying? Everybody knows what the sky can bring. It brings rain, it brings the sun. Like, you understand what life is too, you know? So for me to know that you have a great, Raymona Harvey is Busta Rhymes, is his real name. Anybody can get on Facebook and look up Raymona Harvey and be like, yo, that's Busta Rhymes, yo, with no wig on. And be like, yo, wild out on your own time, but this is the information that you allow me to give to the people.
So as these older clips keep resurfacing, the key is separating what was documented from what somebody claimed happened behind the scenes. And that's where some of the details being recycled across social media start looking very different once you trace them back to their original context. And that original context matters even more when clips are chopped down for social media. A few seconds from an interview can make a claim sound way more definitive than it actually was, especially when the surrounding explanation gets removed. That's why the exact wording used by Orlando Brown, Big Homie CC, and the other people mentioned earlier matters. There is also a major difference between somebody saying, "This happened to me," and somebody repeating something they heard from another person. Both can become part of an online discussion, but neither should automatically be treated as verified evidence. And when the subject involves private relationships, confrontations, or someone's identity, that distinction becomes even more important. The same standard applies to the older reports involving Busta, where there's a documented legal outcome. That outcome can be stated clearly. Where there's only an accusation, anonymous story, or disputed recollection, it needs to stay labeled that way. Mixing those categories together might make a story sound more dramatic, but it can also give viewers the wrong impression. And there's another detail worth watching as we move through this timeline. Several of these stories have been repeated for years, sometimes with extra details added along the way. Going back to what was actually said at the time can reveal just how much the online version has shifted. And that's where the story gets tricky, because repetition can make an old allegation feel confirmed even when no new evidence has appeared.
Someone from his posse goes up to the front and says, "Can you take my order first? We're very important people."
Oh my God, how much do you hate him?
Now this is all...
Okay, that's not Busta Rhymes, that's his crew, but that's still unacceptable.
That is
unacceptable. If we were all
unacceptable.
hanging out and somebody went up and said, "Please, we're very important people," I'd be so mortified.
If the same claim gets reposted across multiple channels, blogs, and interviews, viewers can easily assume several independent sources are backing it up. But sometimes everybody is simply repeating the same original story. That's why the source behind each claim matters. Orlando Brown's statements belong to Orlando. Big Homie CC's account belongs to him. And the restaurant allegations mentioned earlier came from Stephanie Vittori. Keeping those accounts separate makes it much easier to see what each person actually claimed without turning several unrelated stories into one giant accusation. It also helps separate Busta's public controversies from speculation about his private life. His documented legal history can be discussed on its own, while rumors involving sexuality or alleged relationships require a completely different level of caution. One category doesn't prove the other, no matter how people online try to connect the dots. And there's another layer to all of this. Some of the strongest claims we've covered came from interviews designed to get people talking. That doesn't automatically make them false, but it also doesn't make them evidence. Before treating any viral clip like a smoking gun, the bigger question is, what can actually be verified from the original record? And when you go back to that original record, the gaps become just as important as the claims themselves. Some stories discussed here have names, dates, interviews, or reported legal proceedings attached to them. Others rely almost entirely on personal recollections and rumors that have been passed around online for years. Those aren't interchangeable, even when social media packages them together. There's also the question of what the available material actually shows.
Let me finish. This is the father of the joint venture deals, the label deals,
That's right.
the production deals.
That's right.
This is the father. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna big up Dallas Austin because he pulled this all up. But when he did it, it was the complete shifting of the climate.
A viral clip can document an interaction, but it can't automatically explain somebody's motive or what happened before and after the camera started rolling. In the same way, a photograph can show two people in the same place without proving they're romantically involved. That's where some online theories start jumping way ahead of the evidence. And with Orlando's comments being revisited, it's tempting for viewers to use every unrelated controversy as confirmation that he must have been right about everything. But that's not how verification works. Each statement needs support of its own, particularly when it involves serious accusations or someone's private life. So the real tension in this timeline isn't about choosing which rumor sounds the most convincing. It's about separating documented events from stories that remain disputed or unverified. And once you do that, some parts of this narrative have a much stronger paper trail than others. But some of the most serious claims circulating online came from anonymous forum users who made allegations about Busta's private relationships and alleged mistreatment. None of those claims have been independently verified, and anonymous posts alone aren't enough to establish what actually happened. One Lipstick Alley user claimed they had heard multiple stories about Busta's relationships with men and alleged aggressive behavior, but those were secondhand claims, and the poster didn't provide evidence that could independently verify them. Another anonymous poster made similar allegations about Busta's private relationships and behavior toward others. Again, those claims remain unverified and should be treated as online speculation rather than established fact. Ultimately, this story contains very different categories of information: documented legal events, attributed media reports, personal accounts, and a whole lot of internet speculation. Keeping those categories separate is crucial. Nothing about a person's sexuality, friendships, or the people they're seen with proves misconduct. And the serious, unverified allegations we've covered shouldn't be treated as confirmed simply because they've circulated for years. Now I want to hear what you think about the way these claims and older stories have resurfaced. Keep it respectful and stick to what can actually be supported. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed the breakdown, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it with someone who follows these stories, and I'll catch you in the next one.